What is going on, guys? What is going on? I hope everybody is doing good. I hope everybody is feeling good, guys. Definitely, just straight up. All right. Definitely, I hope everybody's feeling good. Everybody is, doing good right now. And yeah, man. Feeling good. Feeling good. Okay, we got Beatty with a base hit. Beatty with a base hit. Good, good running by G Choi goes first to third. Good job. Good job. Oh, that's not G Choi. That's is that Alex Ramirez? I think that's Alex Ramirez. I guess they pinch run. I guess they pinch run for G Choi. So who is that? I don't know what it is. What is going on, guys? How is everybody doing today? A little bit late stream, but definitely was watching the Mets game today. They did their thing. Beatty got a base hit. Lindor got a home run. Good for Lindor getting that big home run to start the game against Steven Match, which was awesome to see. And then you had Beatty with a base hit. You had Mark Vientos hit a double. So not a bad day for the Mets so far. Right now the score is 4-0. They have runners on second and third. Good for the Mets. Good for the Mets. I like what Jimon Choi is doing, man. Jimon Choi is really, really, really impressive so far this season. So good on him. Good on Jimon Choi for making a good impression, in spring training. I really hope this guy makes the opening day roster, man, because he is really. I like the way he's playing right now. But yeah, man, if you're new to the stream, definitely, leave a like on the stream. Gonna be on stream for a little bit, and we're gonna talk some Mets baseball. We're gonna get into a couple of things about the Mets. We're gonna obviously watch the Mets game as well. But definitely, guys, how are we feeling? How are we feeling about the Mets right now? You got Francisco Alvarez hot, hitting 2 home runs in the last 2 games that he's played, doing a great job. Um, what do we think here? What do we think? What do we think that the Mets are going to be good? Because I like what I'm seeing so far. I know they're still in the mix to sign JD Martinez. They're still in the mix to get JD Martinez, but I don't know if JD Martinez is gonna do a 1 year deal, a 2 year deal. But definitely good to see what the Mets are doing. Good to see Beatty get some base hits. Good to see Mark Vientos, putting the ball in play. That's what I like to see. Um, Lindor hit a home run, so good on him. You see here, man, I really like what G Choi is doing in spring training. Ooh, good hit right there. Good hit right there. That's gonna drive in 2 runs. All right, well, there we go, baby. Now the Mets lead 6-0, guys. 6-0 against the Cardinals. Good hitting right there. Good hitting. I like that. I like to see that kid is big. My goodness, that kid is huge. Kid is huge, man. How are we feeling right now, man? Because like we're doing spring training is not going so bad for the Mets right now. It's really not. Sean Manaea, good start today. 4 shutout innings. Definitely he ran into a little bit of trouble, but his sweeper looked good and it looked pretty nasty. So good for him. So we got a good start from Severino yesterday. We got a good start from Sean Manaea. So let's go, baby. Let's go. At the 8th inning right now. That's a foul ball. We got a whole bunch of nobodies right now, in this lineup. Yeah, I mean it is getting close to the end of the game, so you would expect that, but how we feeling, guys? How are we feeling right now about the Mets? Because this game has gone, according to plan for the Mets. Beatty got a couple of base hits. I really am looking and really, really looking at Beatty right now, and taking a deep dive, a look at Brett Beatty right now because I need to see better at bats from him. But I'm happy that he got a couple of hits today. I'm happy that he did. He went the opposite field. He hit the ball where it's pitched because that's what got Beatty up in the minors. That's what got had him better in the minors. So if he stays with that approach, hits the ball where it's pitched, that's what you want to see. Oh my God, what was that? Bad defense right there. That was not good at all, guys. Goodness sakes. And the Mets, yeah. I mean, this is what you call spring training, guys. Like spring training. Look at this right here. Wow, what was that? It looked like he was rolling a bowling ball right there. I don't know what that was. Oh man. But yeah, guys, I mean, today started with Francisco Lindor hitting the ball, right out of the stadium. Once the first pitch was thrown, and that was Steven Matz. And it's good to see a home run against Steven Matz. We know former Met, Steven Matz. He had a good, okay run with the Mets, but ever since he just hasn't been, has a good career after he left. So good to see that. Good to see Sean Manaea with 4 shutout innings. Good to see Beatty with a couple of base hits. Good to see Mark Vientos with a couple of base hits. So good to see, guys. I really like what I'm seeing so far from spring training. But this game right here, it was really good to see Beatty get some base hits. Good to see, Beatty get some base hits. Good to see Sean Manaea had 4 shutout innings. That was really good to see. And yeah, I mean, right now this game is in the eighth inning. They got runners on third and first. And right now, it's like a lot of nobodies are in this lineup right now for the Mets right now. Who the heck is this guy? Schwartz. Oh, yeah. All right, we got a base hit there, and the Mets get 7-0, 7-0. So the Mets are just destroying this team, guys, destroying the Cardinals right now. Cardinals look bad right now in this game, but good for the Mets. I mean, guess they're gonna make a pitching change. Yeah. Yeah, this game right here, guys, the Mets are just destroying the Cardinals right now. 7-0. We got a mound visit. This is just a sad game by the Cardinals right now. I mean, it's spring training, so it is what it is. But the Mets just been destroying this team, man. Destroying this team. But good to see. Definitely good to see the fact that these guys getting some at bats, some guys that really no name guys, not important guys right here. You got Wyatt Young batting right now. Wyatt Young. Who I mean, Yo, what's going on, CP? How you doing, bro? Yeah, man. Salute. Definitely pitching looks good today. Yeah, Sean Manaea looked really good. 4 innings, he did his thing. Definitely, Nate Lavender, really good to see Nate Lavender. I really hope Nate Lavender makes the team. And Sean Reed Foley with that fastball, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Yeah, right now, a bunch of nobodies are literally in this game. But good to see. I mean, the Mets literally destroyed this team today. They did their thing, and good to see at the end of the day. And, Rylan, who's that? Rylan Bannon. God, I don't know these names. I don't know who these people are. That is bad. Yeah, man. This game. Yeah, this game just needs to be put to bed. Like, oh man. So yeah, guys, the Mets are leading 7-0 in this game, 7-0, and just honestly, they destroyed this team today. So good pitching to see. Sean Manaea looked good. Nate Lander looked really good, and yeah, Sean Reed Foley looked good. I like the way Nimmo looked good today as well. Um, you know, so Starling Marte looked good actually playing the outfield today. I like to see him run a little bit today in the outfield. That was good to see because that is really important for the Mets. The outfield is going to be very, very important for the Mets. Base is loaded over here, man. But yeah, good things all around today. To be honest, good things all around. Like I said, Nimmo had a good day. Mark Vientos had a double. A couple of hits, good for him. Beatty, couple of hits today too. Really like that Beatty was using the field today, hitting the ball where it's pitched. That's the approach that I personally feel got him, some success in the minors. And that is a big, big thing when it comes to, having success. Let me see here. Sanders, what is going on, Sanders? They should have given Lavender a chance to make the bullpen. Yeah, man, I agree. I agree. Nate Lavender, I really like this guy. They should have given him a chance to make the bullpen. You're right about that. He's just a talented arm. I really feel like, he's going to be up, I think, soon if he makes a good impression, going forward. But I really think that Nate Lavender, we will see him in the minors possibly this season. Definitely, for sure, because if he keeps, pitching the way he is right now, I really like this kid. I really do. So good on him. Good on him. Good to see Nate Lavender. Sean Reed Foley looked good too. Sean Reed Foley looked good. Just plain and simple, just pitching the fastballs, throwing that fastball hard and in outside. Good to see by Sean Reed Foley, not messing around at all. That was a good thing to see when it comes to, a guy like Sean Reed Foley, who you don't know if Sean Reed Foley is going to be in this bullpen. There's guys like Drew Smith that, unfortunately, Drew Smith is going to get he's going to be in the rotation. I mean, he's going to be in the bullpen. He's going to be in the bullpen. And it sucks because it's like, does he deserve to be in the bullpen? Drew Smith? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But the Mets value the hell out of Drew Smith for some reason. I don't know exactly why. Maybe because they got him from Lucas Duda, I guess. I don't know why they value this guy so much. Maybe they like Drew Smith's fastball. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough. But yeah, that we got Delos Santos batting right now. Bases loaded, guys. Bases loaded. Oh my God, what is going on in this game right here? This spring training fest, this is a horrible, horrible defensive game from the Cardinals, man. Like I get this is spring training and I understand that, but what are you doing? What are you doing? This is sad right here. You can't make a ground. Come on. You're looking horrible out there. Horrible, horrible, horrible defense by the Cardinals today. Horrible. Just a horrible showing by the Cardinals too. I mean, you got shut out by Sean Manaea. Like, what? Nice to see Simone Juan, once a top international player who has a struggle for a couple of, yeah, good to see him. Definitely good to see him. That I think that kid, he has some potential. I think like you said, he struggled, but I think that he has some potential. And good to see him. Good to see him. When it comes to international prospects, like a guy like Francisco Alvarez, like not everybody's gonna be like Francisco Alvarez, okay? Not everybody's gonna be like a Ronnie Mauricio, but when it comes to international prospect, a guy like Francisco Alvarez, that is like a really really good scouting by the Mets. Whoever scouted Francisco Alvarez and got Francisco Alvarez to the majors, and gave him this chance to be in the Mets. Good on them, because that is good scouting right there. Because Francisco Alvarez, you have a guy, Francisco Alvarez, who first of all wasn't a great defensive catcher, but is now better at defensive catching, definitely throwing as well. He didn't always have the strongest arm, but now Francisco Alvarez is seen as the top international, draft pick of the Mets in some time. And good for the Mets, on drafting Francisco Alvarez, because in the international draft, because it just shows that you can find that talent in the international, in the area. You really can. I really think, also they found Ronnie Mauricio as well, and he's injured now, but he's also an international talent as well. And I think when Ronnie Mauricio comes back 2025, he's going to make a great impression on the Mets, and he's possibly going to be with the Mets for some very, very, very long time. So I can't wait for that. But international prospects, those are good things for the Mets and good things for baseball, because, yeah. So yeah, good for them. Good to see them making a good impression with the international draft picks. Is this the last inning right here? No, this is not even the last inning. We're in the eighth inning. My goodness. But yeah, guys, good showing by the Mets today. Good pitching, good overall, bullpen competition. I really like the bullpen competition so far. So yeah, I would say, guys, a lot of positives to come out of this game so far. A lot of positives. Sanders saying, when do you think Kodai Senga will return? I think Kodai Senga is gonna come back mid-May, maybe the end of May. I think at best he's probably gonna come back at the end of May when it comes to Kodai Senga. And I hope he comes back strong. I hope he, what I hate is that what I really hate is that uh, he didn't get that spring training. That spring training. Um, you're supposed to build your arm for spring training, and he didn't get that. So it's gonna take some time. That's what I don't like about that. But when it comes to Senga, I hope that he's gonna be good because he is such an important piece of this team, man. Like, look how good Severino has looked so far in spring training. Look how good Tyler McGill has looked. Just imagine that with a Senga as the ace. I think Senga would have been a really good, you know, good really ace for this team to start the season at least. But I think let's shoot for mid-May to late May for Senga. We'll see Senga soon. I think we'll see Senga. But we got to get through April, guys. We got to get through April. We got to get through the end of March. But definitely, you don't know if the Mets are going to make another pitching move. Are they going to sign another guy like Michael Lorenzen? Are they going to make another move? I don't know. But when it comes to making impressions, I really like what Severino has done so far in spring training. He's looked really, really good. So yeah. So yeah, let's expect Senga to be on the team, in the pitching rotation by mid-May to late May. Now, I don't know if he's probably going to need a rehab assignment as well. So I don't know exactly how long he's going to take. What is going on, Darren? Yeah, let's go Mets, baby. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets, baby. Really good showing by the Mets today in spring training. This game with the Cardinals, really, really good showing. Really, really good showing, guys. Because Sean Manaea, he didn't have such a good start, in his last start, but he showed that he can, bounce back, and he had a really good start. He cut his hair. He cut his hair. He had a new little mindset, and maybe that's what he needed. Maybe that's what he needed because today he pitched really, really good. His sweeper looked good. He got some good defense on the side of him, so good for that. But yeah, guys, that was the bottom of the eighth inning. So now we are going to the ninth. And appreciate you guys on the stream right now. This was like a late stream. Didn't really plan this out or anything. I just wanted to go live just to go live. You know, but definitely the lives are going to be looking a lot better soon. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, how are we feeling, guys? How are we feeling about the Mets right now? Because this was a positive game for Beatty, really positive game for Beatty. Like I said, he went the other way. He got a couple of base hits. You know, really, really good to see. Yeah, Darren said Lavender. You know, Lavender. I like Nate Lavender, man. I really like Nate Lavender. I think Nate Lavender. You know, he's making a really good impression. You know, really, really good impression. I really do like Nate Lavender. And it just shows that like the Mets, you would think that a guy like Josh Walker would make the team, as the lefty, but they're not sold on Josh Walker just yet. So Nate Lavender, maybe he could, be up with his team soon. I think Nate Lavender has really good stuff. I like his fastball. That it's not even a 99 miles per hour fastball, but it looks hard, it looks fast, and it gets people to chase. That's what you really like. You don't need to throw 99 miles per hour, to get strikeouts. You really don't. But if it's all about pitch selection. So if Nate Lavender really does just keeps doing what he's doing, he can possibly would be in, with the Mets roster. But he's not on the 40-man roster right now, so I don't know exactly what the future holds for Nate Lavender just yet. But I know he's probably going to be up with this team, soon. Very, very soon. I really think if he keeps pitching the way he's pitching. Yeah, that's William Lugo right there. William Lugo batting right now. I think he was an international prospect as well. Yo, man, Choi had a really good showing, 3 for 4. Oh my God, that was a bomb. Wow. I think that's William Lugo. That's his name. He hit that out of sight. Wow. That was a bomb right there, guys. I think that was William Lugo, but good to see these prospects, these international prospects doing their thing, man. Really good home run right there. But like you said, Darren, Jimon Choi having a really, really good showing in spring training so far. He went 3 for 4 today. I just like his bat. I like what he brings to the table. I like his power. I like his plate discipline. I like his defense, even at first. He is a very, very valuable player. Very, very valuable. And I think he is going to he's going to make this team an opening day roster. He's going to make this team. G. Montroy has to make this team because if he doesn't, then that is a mistake for the Mets. That is a mistake. This Austin Allen guy, man, I like his bat. I like his bat. If the Mets are in the wild card race around July 30th, do you think they will be all in at the trade deadline? If they are in, if they are in the wild card race, if they're okay. If they're in the wild card race by July 30th, right? I think they will be all in. I think, well, okay. I think that they will make some type of trade to help the team. Is it going to be a phenomenal trade? Is it going to be like a crazy, crazy trade? I don't know. Because I'm going to tell you this. This team right now, okay, I like the way this team is set up right now. The pitching, it really has to, perform to even be in that position, But I'm gonna tell you this: the Mets have said to have 10 million to 11 million just for to make a trade. So if they really want to make a trade, make a good, impression, then good hit by Simon Juan, man. Good hit right there. Okay, so going back to the trade deadline discussion, listen, I really think if they are in this position at July 30th and they want to make a trade, I don't think that they're going to trade, their high value prospect like a Drew Gilbert, like a Luis Angel Acuna, like a Ronnie Mauricio. I think that they'll trade a guy maybe like if they really want to make a real trade, they'll trade a guy like Kevin Parada. They'll trade a guy like Colin Houck. They'll trade some guys that maybe they don't really have a future in this organization. But if you know guys like Jet Williams, guys like Ronnie Mauricio, guys like multiple guys, you're not going to see those guys traded. So if you want to make a big time trade in the trade deadline, I think that you should start with a Kevin Parada. So maybe Kevin Parada has a really good, he bounced backs in the minors and he shows a lot of value. You could take advantage of that value and you could trade him. And maybe you could get a bat to help you or a pitching arm to help you. And, that will help you going forward in the playoffs. That's what I really think about the Mets. But I don't know if they exactly will go all in, because all in is kind of crazy for the Mets for 2024. I really don't think they're going to go all in. But if they're going to make a trade to help the team, then yeah, make a trade to help the team. But they're not. I don't think they're going to go crazy all in like you saw in 2015 when, we traded Michael Fulmer for and we got Cespedes. That's not going to happen. That's not happening. But yeah, guys, we're running into the end of the game, so we got 3 more outs, and then that's going to be the end of the game. But good showing by the Mets so far. I like the questions. I appreciate you guys being on stream with me. This was a late stream. I didn't really plan on doing this at all. But definitely, guys, good to see guys like William Lugo hitting that home run. That was really good to see. Some power that kid has. Simon Juan, doing his thing, getting some base hits. Good to see that as well. But if I'm the Mets GM, if I'm David Stearns, do I go all in into if I'm in the wild card? Do I go? I don't know. I don't think we go all in. I think that the Mets, make a trade to help the team, but I don't think they go all in because I think all in is just too much for the Mets because you don't know what this team is going to be, okay, in late 2024, but 2025 is really where they, have their eyes on with all the prospects coming, like a Jet Williams, like a Luis Angel Acuna, like a Ronnie Mauricio coming back. You're going to have a lot of talent coming back. You're going to have Drew Gilbert possibly in the majors. You're going to have, people making good impressions. And, that's out of here. And the shutout is over. Good home run right there by the Cardinals. But, yeah, you're not going to have, in 2024, I don't think you should go all in. I think if you can make a trade to help the team, why not make the trade? But don't trade any of your high-level prospects. Like, do not trade that because you don't want to make that mistake. You really don't. We already made that mistake with Javier Baez, and we made that mistake with Pete Crow Armstrong, okay? And we don't want that to happen. What's going on? Merlin said, I will trade for a pitcher who has upside with years of control. Merlin, I agree with you, man. I think, listen, okay, if you can make that trade, right? If you can make that trade and it can help you going forward, then yeah, make that trade because the Mets do need pitching. And yes, I would love to have a guy like maybe Edwin Cabrera from the Miami Marlins, somebody like that, somebody that has years of control, somebody that's a good hard throwing arm. But I don't know if the Marlins is going to trade us Edwin Cabrera. I don't know what they want for Edwin Cabrera. But I'm gonna tell you this: the Mets do need pitching, and it would make sense, Merlin. I don't disagree with you. So yeah, guys, like if you can make a trade for pitching, then yeah, make the trade. Make the trade. But do not give up your high level prospects for, unless it's worth it. Unless it's worth it. Like if you really, really think it's worth it, then make the move. It takes two to tango. The Mets should go all in for Randy Rosarena if they put him in the market on the market. Yeah, Tampa puts him on the market. I think Randy Rosarena is a good player. I think he, there was some rumors about him, being, traded or whatever in the offseason. That obviously didn't happen. But I'm gonna tell you this: I like Randy Rosarena. I like what he brings to the table. Um, you know, I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. But Randy Rosarena, I just like the way he plays the field. I like his energy. I like the swagger. I mean, so if you can make a trade for Randy Rosarena, but it's probably gonna be a lot. You're probably gonna have to get a lot. So Merlin, so yeah, you're saying that yeah, Rosarena. I feel you on that. Let's see here. Here's on Freddie Peralta, who doesn't hit free agency until 2027, or Jesus Luzardo. I think the Miami Marlins really like Jesus Luzardo, and I don't think they're going to trade him. Trade for Freddie Peralta from yeah, I don't disagree with you guys. Okay, so Merlin doesn't feel like they're gonna shop Randy Rosarena. Yeah, I think they like Randy Rosarena. I think they really do like that guy. But when it comes to Tampa, you don't know what they're gonna do. Like they make a whole bunch of trades out of nowhere. You didn't think that they were gonna trade Austin Meadows, and they traded Austin Meadows. So I'm not gonna say they not everybody is untouchable. Like I'm not gonna say Randy Rosarena is untouchable for the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm not gonna say that. But I'm gonna tell you this: I really like Rosarena. He's so Yamid is saying he's a 5-tool player. He will be worth it. And Darren is saying trade for Freddie Peralta. So unless Randy's in his final year, they won't trade him. Then they will get a haul. Yeah, I agree with you. I think I listen. I don't think it's the be all end all if Randy Rosarena does get into a discussion of a trade. I think that the Tampa is not just saying, oh, we're gonna lock a Rosarena for the Tampa Bay Rays. We know how the Tampa Bay Rays are. They're cheap. They don't like to make extensions unless it's a young guy like a Wander Franco or somebody like somebody like a young player. So, but we already saw that. They're already regretting that situation. So I don't see Tampa making an extension very, very soon for any young player. But when it comes to Randy Rosarena possibly being the Mets, I think that you got to go after Soto 2025. You got to go after Soto 2025. Okay. So Juan Soto has to be a part of your priority when it comes to trying to get someone in the outfield like Juan Soto. You got to get Juan Soto because he's going to change your team dramatically. He's a once in a lifetime bat. He has the beautiful swing. Yes, he's with the Yankees right now. It's going to be a competition with the Yankees and the Mets. It's not going to be easy, but I think Juan Soto, you got to go for him in 2025. But I get the discussion when it comes to Randy Rosarena. I understand why people would want Randy Rosarena because I really like his bat. I like what he brings to the table. Like I said, he's a player that plays with swagger. He's a player that plays good defense as well. So I like that. I like that. Tampa and Miami trade everyone when they are going to pay them. Yeah, you're right about that. Tampa does not pay the guys right now. They don't pay their free agents. They're very, very cheap. Miami doesn't pay the free agents. You see, they did not pay Jorge Soler. I mean, it makes sense though. It makes sense. Yeah, Merlin is saying to go after Soto, but if Roki Sasaki hit free agency, you should go after him. He's better than Yoshi. Ooh, you're saying that he's better than Yoshi. Well, I'm gonna tell you this: we haven't seen what Yoshi is in the majors. But I like Roki Sasaki's arm. I like him for sure. He throws very, very hard. He's gonna get a crazy deal. But I like what you're saying there. So, if he becomes, an option, if he becomes a free agent, Sasaki, then why not go for him? But you gotta go after Soto. Soto is the free agent that you have to go after in 2025. Oh yeah, no, I know that Roki wants to play in the major leagues. I know that Roki, of course, he wants to play in the major leagues, especially seeing the contract that Yoshi just got. Of course, he wants to play in the major leagues. If it was up to Roki, he would have been a free agent for the MLB in 2024. If it was up to him, but it wasn't up to him. Okay, so Randy is not just a bat. He can play all three outfield spots. Soto is just a bat and one of the worst defensive players. So go from Randy over Soto. Okay, so you want Randy Arozarena over Juan Soto. So you value Randy Arozarena over Juan Soto because of his defense, because of what he brings to the table, and not just his bat. So I get what you're saying there. I understand what you're saying there. But when it comes to a bat like Juan Soto, I mean, I really think, okay, I like Randy Arozarena's bat. It's not like I don't. I think Randy Arozarena is a really good player, a very, very, really good player. But Juan Soto, yeah, he's not good defensively. You're right about that. He's not good defensively. But if you can put him in left field, you could put him at left field for the Mets. Then why not? Maybe put Brandon Nimmo at right. Okay. I'm gonna tell you this. Watch Soto hit 60 home runs in Yankee Stadium. He might even surpass Barry Bonds. Wow, that is a big, big prediction by you. Big, big prediction right there. Soto is the key for the. So Soto, he's okay. So Merlin is saying Soto is the key for the Mets in 2025 with Nimmo, Soto, and Drew Gilbert. Yeah, man, we can't forget Drew Gilbert. We cannot forget guys like Drew Gilbert. We cannot forget guys like Jet Williams that are coming, in 2025, guys, because the outfield is going to get crowded. Jet Williams, I don't think is going to be in the infield for the Mets. I think Jet Williams is going to be in the outfield. So, okay, guys, when it comes to making this decision, right? Like this is a big, big decision. It's not easy, Like if you're getting Juan Soto, like Yamid said, he's not just, he's not a defensive, wizard out there. So where are you going to put Juan Soto? Are you going to put him at left field and you're going to have Drew Gilbert at center and then Brandon Nimmo at right? Is that going to be the outfield in 2025 for the New York Mets? Because if it is, I like it. I like Juan Soto at left. I like Drew Gilbert at center. And I think Brandon Nimmo could play right field. But the only issue I have with Brandon Nimmo playing right field is that he doesn't have an arm. So that is something that we have to, really think about. Brandon Nimmo does not have a good arm. So do we want him to play right field? Or do we want him to play left and Juan Soto play right? I don't know. I don't think Juan Soto, I get the concerns about the defense. And when you really think about it, this is a hard decision to make. This is not easy. This is not easy at all. Because Juan Soto, yes, he's a once-in-a-lifetime bat. Yes, he's a great bat. But he's not a great defender. So what is he going to be? Are you going to sign Juan Soto and have him as the DH? Are you going to sign Juan Soto and have him as your first baseman and move him over to first? I don't know what the Mets could do, but I think that these are big time decisions. These are big time decisions, and this is gonna help the team or hinder the team going forward when it comes to 2025. So what do we think here, guys? What do we think? What would you do? What would you do with the outfield? Would you sign Juan Soto? And if you do, where are you going to play him? Where are you going to play Juan Soto? Because this is hard, man. This is hard. This is pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Yankees did the wrong decision by not locking him up, but the Mets need to decide what they need to do the next offseason if they want to keep Pete Alonso after next year. Yeah, you have so many things to do. Like, you got to get Pete Alonso back, right? You got to try to sign him back, right? You have to try to sign him back. So is either, okay, listen, Steve Cohen has money. The Mets have money. The money is not the concern. The money is not the concern. So if you're going to sign Pete Alonso, you got to sign Juan Soto too. If just imagine a lineup with Juan Soto behind, Pete Alonso. Imagine Juan Soto in that lineup protecting, a guy like Pete Alonso. That's something that the Mets haven't had in some time, guys. It's a hard decision, but you gotta make a tough decision here. You really have to, like he said, make your decision about the offseason, because the offseason is going to be a big time decision for the Mets and David Stearns. This is going to be possibly his biggest offseason that he's going to have in his career, as a president of baseball operations, and especially with the Mets. So Yamid is saying between the two, I think they never hit 100 in a season together. Just because Soto went to Yankee Stadium does not mean he will hit 60 home runs. Yeah, I mean, you don't know what Soto is going to be at Yankee Stadium. You don't know if he's going to struggle for the first half of the season, and then you don't know that you know how the Yankee fans are and the New York fans are. They're probably going to boo him. You saw what San Diego, the Padres, did with Juan Soto. They were booing the hell out of him. So this, like, Juan Soto, Yankees, Mets, this is tough, man. I'm not going to lie. The offseason will be one of the most talented free agents we will ever see. That is what Merlin is saying. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's why I feel this is so big for the Mets. What is going on, Yuki? How you doing, bro? What's going on? That's why I feel this is so big for the Mets, because this offseason in 2025 is going to be so, big for the Mets. Really, really big. And what do you do? What do you actually do? Like, because I love Pete Alonso and I want him to stay a Met. You're not going to get the productiveness as for a bat from, a first baseman in some time. There's no other Pete Alonso in the market. There's no other Pete Alonso. So are you going to sign Pete Alonso and try to get Soto and try to get Roki Sasaki if he becomes a free agent? Or are you going to trade for a guy like Freddie Peralta and, somebody that has control? These are hard decisions, and this is why I love baseball, and this is why I love, that David Stearns is in this position, because when you already can tell David Stearns knows what he's doing. Okay, he got guys like Tyrone Taylor. He got guys like Trace Thompson. He got guys like, a Jimon Choi. Yes, they were late additions, but look how they're doing in spring training right now. Soto talked to his brother talked his brother out signing with the Mets last year. Why would I think he would sign with the Mets? You know, that is a good thing to bring up. Yeah, he did. Did he really talk his brother out signing with the Mets? I know that there was a rumor about the brother signing, but listen, if Soto doesn't want to come to the Mets, then he doesn't want to come to the Mets. Soto is going to go wherever Soto wants to go. Wherever Soto wants to play, that's where he's going to go. But money talks, baby. Money talks. And Steve Cohen has the money. The Mets have the money. So are you going to sign Soto or are you not? I don't know. Seeing Mount Fuji pitching for the Mets is insane. Yeah. Yeah, man. I like Fuji with the Mets, man. I ain't gonna lie. I like him in the bullpen. But these are hard decisions, guys. These are not easy decisions. These are not easy decisions at all. And when it comes to making a big time decision like that, you really got to think about the future of the organization. You can't just, get a guy like Juan Soto and be like, okay, this is our guy. Because like he said, like Yamid said also, Randy Arozarena, Juan Soto. Okay, Randy Arozarena is not going to be a free agent right now, but you could trade for a guy like him. Merlin is saying the Mets have a bright future, but a lot of big-time decisions to make. They do. I really think that they do. Because, guys, let's really think about it here, guys. 2025, right? You're going to have Jet Williams. You're going to have Drew Gilbert. You're going to have Drew Gilbert, Jet Williams. You're going to have Brandon Nimmo in the outfield. You're going to have Starlin Marte still. Starlin Marte is still in the outfield for the Mets in 2025. He is still under contract. So you have to figure that situation out. Are you going to trade Marte because he doesn't fit into your plans? Yamid is saying all the owners have money. They are the billionaires. Yeah, of course they're the billionaires. So I'm seeing here, Darren is saying I would sign Soto, put him at left, Nimmo at center, and Gilbert at right. Okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that because if Gilbert does have a better arm, so I don't hate that. I don't hate that as well. So Brandon Nimmo's going to go back to playing center then? That's what you're saying? Okay. I don't hate it. That's why I'm happy they didn't trade Alonso because they wouldn't get the package they wanted because his value is low. Yeah, his value. Listen, Pete Alonso did not have a great season last year, okay? He didn't. Plain and simple, he didn't have a great season. But Pete Alonso is going to be a guy that he's going to get you 35 or 40 home runs. You're not going to get that everywhere in first basements, guys. Not every first baseman in the market can do that, okay? Not every first baseman could be a Pete Alonso. Yes, Pete Alonso is not a great defender. Yes, he's not a great defender at all. But his bat is something that you can't replace. You really can't replace. Well, in my opinion, I really think you can't replace Pete Alonso, the bat Pete Alonso. I don't think you could replace him. I don't think you could. You could, replace him. I really don't. So it's tough because you're going to have going to have hard decisions to make, man. Real hard decisions. You're going to have guys, like I said, 2025 is going to be a big time year for the Mets going forward. But the offseason in 2024 is going to be even bigger. So, yeah, guys, I mean, good win for the Mets today. Good win for the Mets. Good showing by the Mets. I like what I saw from the Mets. Sean Manaea pitched good. We had a good showing by Beatty. We had a good showing by Mark Vientos. Good showing by the young kids as well. Simon Juan, William Lugo. Good on them. Good pitching by Sean Reed Foley. You can't really get that wrong. Good game today. Yeah, Merlin. Good game today. Good game. Not bad. I really like that Sean Manaea. He cut his hair, right? he had a different type of mindset. He had a better game. He had a better game. Maybe that's what he needed to do. You know, we saw last year Francisco Lindor, he cut his hair. And when he cut his hair, he got a little bit better offensively. So sometimes you just need that change of mindset. And that's what I really like about the Mets. That's what I really like about players that really, take their, really want to be successful, make those changes, in the mindset with just by themselves. Speaking of MLB teams, the Dodgers star players are hitting their mid-30s. So sooner or later, they will not be in their prime. You're right about that. You're right about that. You are right about that. So, guys, when it comes to the Mets, listen, I'm gonna tell you this about the Dodgers. Yes, they got Yamamoto. Yes, they got Ohtani. Yes, they got Teoscar Hernandez. Yes, they got Tyler Glasnow. But they're not a lock to win the World Series. They're not a lock. So baseball, that's why I love baseball so much. It's unpredictable. Unpredictable. But yeah, guys, really good showing by the Mets today. Sean Manaea pitched good. Beatty had a good showing. Mark Vientos got a couple of hits. We had Sean Reed Foley pitching that fastball. I really like to see Nate Lavender doing his thing. I think Nate Lavender, he's gonna make the team. Hopefully, soon. If it's not opening day roster, hopefully he makes the team somewhere down the road in the season, because I really like Nate Lavender's arm. I really like his stuff. So yeah, guys, if you're new to the stream, definitely, guys, leave a like on the stream, because once you leave a like on the stream, you get the stream out to others. And yeah, man, good game by the Mets all around, guys. They really destroyed the Cardinals today. The defense was sloppy by the Cardinals. Yes, Francisco Alvarez wasn't in the game, so he didn't get a homer. He got a homer in the last two games. But really good to see, the Mets doing their thing, having success in spring training. So now you got guys like Severino having success. You got guys like Tyler McGill. You got guys like Sean Manaea. That is good to see. We are seeing the pitching. Oh, I'm not going to forget Quintana as well. We're seeing successful spring training starts by these guys. Now, spring training, I'm not going to say spring training means a whole lot. But for this rotation in the Mets, it means something. It means something. So we will see how this goes, going forward, what happens, with these spring training games going forward. But guys, we are a month away from baseball, baby. A month away from baseball. Clap it up. Clap it up, baby. A month away from regular season Mets baseball. I am excited. I am ready. I am freaking exhilarated when it comes to, this season, man. I think this season, we just gotta, plain and simple, hold out hopes that these young guys like Francisco Alvarez, like a Beatty, like a Mark Vientos, these guys perform for the team. They have to perform for the New York Mets. I need Beatty to have a good season. If Beatty doesn't have a good season, trade him. If Marte doesn't have a good season, trade him. Plain and simple. You got Marte to 2026, but trade him. Trade him. If these guys don't perform, get them out of here. Get them out of here. I'm sorry, but this is my last chance for Beatty. This is my last chance for Beatty. You have so many prospects coming up in 2025. Beatty's not going to have that much of a role if he doesn't perform. If he doesn't perform, he's not going to have that much of a role. But I like Beatty. I like Beatty a lot, but I just hope that he can stay with that approach that he had today. Take the ball opposite field. Hit the ball where it's pitched. You don't have to pull every single thing to get a hit. So, yeah, man, when it comes to the Mets, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come, but what are we thinking about the bullpen, guys? What do we think about the bullpen? Because the bullpen is shaking up to be a really good competition by the Mets. Yes, Drew Smith is possibly going to make the team. Of course, he's going to make the team because they value him so much. Okay, so Sanders is saying that the Giants have put JD Davis on waivers. I don't want nothing to do with JD Davis. Nothing to do with JD Davis. Even though Beatty is not the best defensive third baseman, I don't want nothing to do with JD Davis. I think JD Davis had his run with the Mets. He did his thing. It was okay for the first year, but after that, it wasn't really good. And he's a good guy. It's not like he's not a good guy, but I just don't think that he is going to sign with the Mets or he wants to sign with the Mets again, even if it's just a minor league deal. There's a reason why he was put on waivers, okay? There's a reason. But yeah, guys, did you see, guys? Did you guys see that the minor league deal with Joey Votto? Joey Votto is going to be hopefully back in the majors in 2024, but not with the Cincinnati Reds. Big mistake by the Cincinnati Reds. Big mistake. You could have gave Votto a minor league deal. I don't get why they didn't, but I don't want JD Davis. I just don't think JD Davis, when it comes to the Mets, he had his time. He had his time. We don't need him. We don't need him. Okay. We got guys like Joey Wendell. We got guys like Beatty. We got guys like Vientos. You know, it is what it is. I think the bullpen is going to be the strength of the Mets going forward. Yeah, I really think that the bullpen is going to be a big upside for the Mets. Big upside, because if Fuji could have a good season, you could have Fuji as the setup man. You could have Edwin Diaz as the closer. I mean, we already know Edwin Diaz is going to be the closer. You could have Ottavino as the seventh inning guy. We already know what Adam Ottavino is. You know, we know exactly what Adam Ottavino is. You know, he's going to pitch that slider. He's going to throw that slider that has those strikeouts. He's going to get people to chase. He's going to throw a fastball. He's going to throw a little changeup. You know, but when it comes to the Mets bullpen, I really think that is going to be the upside going forward. Going forward, the Mets bullpen, that is going to be upside. Eddie Rosario minor league deal was insane. Yeah. Eddie Rosario. Why wouldn't you want to get Eddie Rosario? And now, plain and simple, yes, the Mets have guys like Ji-Man Choi, you know, that has a minor league deal. There they got other guys. They got Tyrone Taylor. They got Trace Thompson. You know, so I get it. I get why they didn't go for Eddie Rosario, but I like Eddie Rosario. I think Eddie Rosario is still a good bat. But I really think that when it comes to the Mets, you know, this is the team that we have right now, man. There are rumors about, you know, the Mets still being in the mix for JD Martinez. I've been saying plain and simple, I would love to have JD Martinez as the DH for the Mets. But, you know, I'd rather have JD Martinez than Mark Vientos in the lineup. I'm going to tell you that, plain and simple. I'm not the biggest Mark Vientos fan anyways. So, and I get playing the young kids. Don't worry, I get that. But if you could sign JD Martinez for low money and a 2-year contract with a 1-year opt-out, why not? Why not go get him? Go get JD Martinez, please. The other day, he was, showing a batting practice or whatever in the cages. He looks good, man. He looks good. Yes, he's 36 years old. Yes, he's going to be 37. But this guy still looks good. This guy still has power. This guy's his bat speed is still there. So why not go for JD Martinez? What do you guys think? Should the Mets go for JD Martinez? Do you guys think that JD Martinez is still in the sights for the Mets? Because I think that the Mets still are interested in this guy. I think the Mets still are interested. But yeah, how are we feeling about the Mets so far, guys? How are we feeling? Because this so far spring training has been positive. Positive signs from Luis Severino, from Beatty, some positive signs as well. Good to see. Randy, I predict that the Blue Jays plane will crash in 2024. Vogie, Vladdy, Alek Manoah, Alejandro Kirk, all fat boys. Oh, you hilarious, bro. You hilarious. Yeah, yo, Vogie. Have you seen Vogie? He's been hitting some home runs. He's been hitting some home runs. He got a home run against Garrett Cole the other day. Vogie's gonna be trash for the Blue Jays. I'm sorry. He's not gonna be successful with the Blue Jays. Come on. It's Vogelback. It's Vogelback. Um, Alek Manoah. Alek Manoah. I don't. Is he gonna be on the major league roster? Is Alek Manoah gonna be on the major league roster for the Blue Jays? Because if he is, that is a mistake. This guy has been horrible. Alek Manoah has been horrendous. Horrendous, Alek Manoah. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna tell you this. You know, the Blue Jays. I don't know what the Blue. I don't know how the Blue Jays, perform in 2024. Why would you sign a guy like Vogelback? Like, come on, why? But it is a minor league deal. He didn't get a major league deal, so I guess it makes sense. You still got Bo Bichette. You still got Vladdy. You still got Jose Barrios. You got guys that are talented there. You got Chris Bassett. You know, okay, that's going to be the Blue Jays. But obviously, we know that the Yankees, we know that the Tampa Bay Rays are going to make some impressions. We know that Boston, I don't know what Boston is going to be in 2024. But I still like Boston. I still like Boston. But we know Yankees, yes, Soto. He's going to be a discussion. Soto is going to have a major year with the Yankees. I really think he's going to have a crazy, crazy year. Is it going to be an MVP type year? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, going back to the Mets discussion, guys. Going back to the Mets. How are we feeling about Beatty right now? How are we feeling about Beatty? What is your confidence level in Brett Beatty right now? Do you have Beatty as the starting third baseman for 2024 Mets? Do you have him as the starter? It's not really a lot of options, right? It's not really a lot of options. You're not going to put Joey Wendell at third, right? Beatty should learn to flip burgers. So you're not sold on Beatty at all. And I don't blame you, bro. I really don't blame you at all, because when it comes to Beatty, he's looked really rough spring training. He's looked really rough. Yes, he had a bunt base hit yesterday. Yes, he got a couple of base hits today. Good to see. I think Beatty can be successful with the Mets. He hasn't made some errors. He hasn't been making some errors at third base, so that's good to see as well. Good. We need to see good defense, good offense by Brett Beatty. That's what we need to see in 2024. Like I said, this is his last chance with the New York Mets to make a really good impression, or an impression to stay here. Because if Beatty doesn't make a good impression, I think he's out the door. Beatty bunt base hits in is Bush League, man, hit homers. Yeah, you're right. He hit homers, bro. I agree with you, but if you can get a bunt base hit, why not? But I agree. Beatty, I want to see him hit for more power. I want to see Beatty hit at least 25 home runs. At least 25 home runs. And a batting average of 270. At least. And if that is too much to ask for from Brett Beatty, then he can leave. He can go out the door. Because if Beatty can't hit you 20 to 25 home runs, come on. Beatty needs to be the third baseman. He needs to be the offensive, powerhouse that he was in the minors. In the minors, this guy's a guy that can hit you home runs. He doesn't need to pull a ball to hit a home run every single time. He has power from the opposite field too. I get what you're saying, Yuki. Not in spring training, you don't need a bunt. I get that. I understand. I get what you're saying. Don't worry. I get what you're saying. I understand what you mean by what you're saying, but I don't know, Beatty. I don't know. This is tough, man. I've been taking a deep dive at his at bats, and a real deep dive at his at bats, and it just he if he gets on top of that barrel, if he gets the barrel to the ball, it looks like he's gonna hit the ball hard. But he had a pop up today that I was like, what are you doing? He hit a pop up to the second baseman that I was like, what are you doing? That is my problem with Beatty, man. But he got a couple of base hits. Good for him. Good for him. And are you sold on Mark Vientos as the DH? Because I am not. I am not sold on Mark Vientos, man. He got a double today, Mark Vientos. Good for him. But go get JD Martinez. Please go sign JD Martinez. Please, David Stearns. Please, 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 please. Go get JD Martinez. Go get him. Go sign him. Put him in your lineup. Put him as the DH. Let's go. Vientos is a walking strikeout. That's what Yuki say. Well, yeah, man. Vientos is a walking strikeout. I think the key for Vientos is contact. Okay, if he can stay, hitting the ball hard with hard contact, I think he's going to be okay. I think we will have to see more of him this spring and beginning of the season before we can truly evaluate him. Darren, you're right. You're not wrong, Darren. I agree with you, but I'd rather have JD Martinez in the lineup. That's just me. But I get what you're saying. I understand why you're saying what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Vientos hasn't had the consistent playing time as the DH that he could possibly have. He hasn't had it. He hasn't had the opportunity. Last year, he didn't have a consistent chance. Yes, at the end of the season, he got a couple at bats, but he didn't have a consistent chance as the DH. But my thing is, if you're gonna have Mark Vientos as the DH, then where does Ji-Man Choi play? Like, where does Ji-Man Choi? What does he do? So Yuki's saying if I was Steve Cohen, I would sign Tommy Pham to a minor league contract and make him a DH. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I like Tommy Pham, but I don't think he's coming back to the Mets. I don't think he's coming back to the Mets at all. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Especially the comments he made last year. Tommy Pham is not coming back to the Mets. Sorry. He's not coming back. And I think Tommy Pham wants a major league deal, so I don't think he wants to sign a minor league deal. And the season that he had last year with the Mets and the Diamondbacks, he deserves a major league deal. He deserves a major league deal. Whether it is for 2 years or 1 year, he deserves a major league deal. So I'm not going to say Tommy Pham deserves a minor league deal. He deserves a major league deal, especially the year that he had last year. But we can't evaluate Mark Vientos until we give him like at least 2 months of at bats, right? At least 2 months, at least. Well, So I get it. I just want JD Martinez in this lineup, man. I really think JD Martinez is the guy for the Mets in this lineup, and the Mets just haven't made the move yet. When are they going to make the move? I don't know. But they're still interested. And JD Martinez is seeking a 2-year deal. Is that a 2-year deal with a 1-year opt-out? Maybe not. And I get JD Davis wanting security, but come on, bro. You are not signing a 2-year deal with no opt-outs. I'm sorry. No team is giving you that at the age of 36. No team. Not even the Dodgers wanted JD Martinez back. So, but when it comes to the Mets, guys, this DH competition, Ji-Man Choi has really been impressive, man. Jimon Choi, I really liked. Well, it went 3 for 4 today. Yuki is saying I don't like JD Martinez. He got a bad back. Yeah, no, I don't. If he has a bad back, then I don't. That is a cause for concern. Any back concern, any back injuries, those are concerning. When it comes to an athlete having a back injury, that is very, very concerning. We remember David Wright with the spinal stenosis. So if he has a back injury, then that is concerning, and maybe you wouldn't go for JD Martinez. But I think Jimon Choi has been very, very impressive as DH. I like him. I like what he brings to the table. He can hit for power. He almost hit a home run today as well. He had a long, long single. Yes, he's not the most speediest guy. He's not going to be a speed guy, but he can hit you for power. He can get some walks. I like Jimon Choi. I like what he brings to the table. So Jimon Choi better make this team. Whether it is on the bench, whether it is as the DH, a platoon role with Mark Vientos, some type of role, Jimon Choi needs to make this team because he is too valuable. He plays good defense. He has a good bat, and he doesn't strike out a lot. He has really great discipline. He's a better Daniel Vogelback. Plain and simple. And just because Daniel Vogelback has hit some home runs in spring training for the Toronto Blue Jays does not mean that he's going to become an all-star for the Toronto Blue Jays or have a good season. Let's not bet on that, please. Let's not bet on that. But yeah, guys, man, how are we feeling about the Mets so far? If you're new to the stream, definitely leave a like on the stream. The more you leave a like, the more you get the stream out to others. Good game by the Mets today. Good game by the Mets. Good game overall. Sean Manaea pitched good. We had Beatty get some base hits. We had Mark Vientos get some base hits. Good to see. Good to see. Yuki saying, would you sign Mike Clevenger? He got allegations. Oh, yeah. No. If Mike Clevenger has some allegations, then no, I'm not signing him. So this is a tough one, man. I don't know. I think if you could get a guy like Michael Lorenzen as your starter or Mike Clevenger, I like Mike Clevenger stuff, though. I like Mike Clevenger stuff. Choi swings the bat at pitches in the zone. Yeah, Darren, you're right. That's what I like about Jimon Choi. He swings the bat at pitches in the zone. He doesn't go outside the strike zone. He hits for power. He plays good defense. You don't have that even in the organization. A good defensive first baseman. That is also a good offensive first baseman. You don't have that. So I think Jimon Choi is smart. He's a good choice. He definitely should get some type of role when it comes to the Mets in 2024. It's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's tough because you want to find Vientos at bats, right? But you have Jimon Choi also. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna have a platoon DH? Are you gonna have a platoon DH? Is that gonna work for Mark Vientos? Is he gonna get the consistent at bats that he thought he was gonna get, or is he gonna be a platoon with Jimon Choi? I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you this: Jimon Choi is just too valuable to not have him. In the major league roster. He's just too valuable. It just makes sense. He has a good bat. He swings the ball good. He swings, like you said, in the pitches in the zone. You have to get Jimon Choi in the major league roster for 2024, especially opening day. He has to be on the opening day roster. He has to. But yeah, guys, good game by the Mets today. Good game by the Mets, beating the Cardinals. Cardinals did not look good at all, man. Sloppy defense, just sloppy play. Sean Manaea made them look bad. 4 shutout innings by Sean Manaea after he cut his hair. So good to see the new mindset. Good to see what was going on with him. Yeah, man, I like what I see from him. But yeah, how are we feeling, guys? How are we feeling? Because I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna say this now. I really don't know how this 2024 plays out for the Mets. I really don't know how this plays out. But if we could be a 500 team by the trade deadline, and we make a good maybe either pitching addition or hitting addition, then I think we could have a good chance of going forward. Well, it depends on the pitching. Everything depends on the pitching and the bullpen. So, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see a full season of Francisco Alvarez, baby. The last 2 games, Francisco Alvarez hitting those 2 home runs. Good to see. Good to see. And he threw out 3 runners in the last 2 games. Like, good job. Good job for Francisco Alvarez, man. So look, going forward, we got Francisco Alvarez. What do you guys think about the news about Nimmo possibly not being in the leadoff spot? Yuki saying Novi Marte from the Cincinnati Reds has been suspended for 80 games after PED positive. Should the Mets trade Beatty for Marte? No, 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 no. Anybody that uses PED, do not trade for him. Yuki, you hilarious, bro. You hilarious. But what was I saying? I was saying, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, what do we think about a Nimmo, the leadoff spot? The news about possibly Nimmo not being in the leadoff spot. Because me personally, I would like Nimmo in another spot that's not the leadoff spot. I think Nimmo, he's growing to be a better hitter. He's growing to be a more aggressive hitter. So if you put him in a different spot than the leadoff spot, I think you could put him in a better position to drive in runs. And that's what I really want to see from Brandon Nimmo. You were saying Nimmo batting ninth. I never said Nimmo wanted to bat ninth. I don't want to see Nimmo batting ninth. Brandon Nimmo should hit either in the 3rd spot or the 5th spot. That's where I think he should hit. So I think Brandon Nimmo. Can we shake things up, please? Can we shake things up when it comes to Nimmo? I really think when it comes to Brandon Nimmo, guys. Oh, I know. I muted myself. I know. I'm good now, though, right? Yeah, your sound is. But I know. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, sorry, I muted myself by mistake. Let's get Brandon Nimmo in a different spot, okay? Not the ninth spot, the 3rd or the 5th spot. That's where I like Brandon Nimmo. That's where I like Brandon Nimmo. I like Brandon Nimmo in the 3rd or the 5th spot when it comes to the lineup. I think Brandon Nimmo, it's going to be better with him in that spot. You know, I want to see Brandon Nimmo a more aggressive hitter. I want to see him driving runs because last year we saw Brandon Nimmo hit home runs. We saw Brandon Nimmo be aggressive, but he was in the 1st spot and he wasn't able to drive in more runs. If you move Brandon Nimmo, who leads off? That is the question. Who leads off for the Mets? Who leads off for the Mets, guys? I
that is something you're right about. Who leads off for the Mets? You could have Lindor lead off. You could have Lindor as a leadoff hitter. You could have Starling Marte as a leadoff hitter. Now, Starling Marte hasn't looked that good. I think if the Mets starters can keep them in the game with the bullpen and the hitting being good enough to score enough runs, Mets have a legitimate shot at the wild card. I think they do. I think if the starters could keep them in the game, if the starters could do their thing and the bullpen could do their thing, and the hitters, everything comes together, then yes, I think so too. But Brandon Nimmo, who leads off? Who is going to be your leadoff hitter? Are you going to put Bader in that spot? Are you going to have Bader as the leadoff hitter? I don't know, man. I love Brandon Nimmo now. Definitely, Brandon Nimmo has changed my mind on a lot of things. But I think that he needs to be in a different spot when it comes to this lineup. And he even said it personally. He would like things to be shaked up. He would like to be in a different spot in the order. So if the Mets can find someone to be a leadoff hitter for the New York Mets, maybe a guy like Bader, maybe a guy like a Lindor. Lindor has lead it off. He was in Cleveland and he led off before. I like Lindor maybe in that leadoff spot. Jeff McNeil, I don't know if you could put him in that spot because he likes to hit the pitch right away. The first pitch, he's a first pitch hitter. So I don't know if you could do that. Yuki saying Pete is going to have an amazing year. Then he should bat second or third. Yeah, I think Pete Alonso should bat second. Let's get Pete Alonso the most at-bats that we possibly could get him. So if you have Pete Alonso in that second spot, let me see here. So, but who are you going to have as leadoff, though? Are you going to have Harrison Bader? Is Harrison Bader going to be your leadoff hitter? Are you going to have Harrison Bader, Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo in that third spot? Francisco Alvarez in the cleanoff spot. Beatty or Vientos in the fifth spot. I mean, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I think this lineup needs to be experimented with. Okay? Like I said, Brandon Nimmo, I think Brandon Nimmo can do so much for this team, in a different place, in a different spot in the lineup. So, and I know you need to find a guy to lead off, but let's say you have Lindor lead off. Let's say you have Alonso as your second hitter, because you want Alonso to get the most at-bats. You want him to get the most at-bats. You want him to be up there. So let's get Alonso that spot. Let's get Alonso second. Let's get Brandon Nimmo the third spot. Then you got Jeff McNeil to worry about. So maybe you do Brandon Nimmo in that third spot. Or okay, wait a minute. Or you do this, or wait. Okay, Darren is saying he likes Nimmo in the leadoff spot because he raises the pitch count on opposing hitter and allows Mets hitters as a chance to see what they're throwing. Yes, but he's not driving in runs. That's my issue with that. I want him to drive in runs. If Nimmo wants to drive in runs and he's being a more aggressive hitter, don't you want him to drive in runs? Don't you want him to be in a different place in the lineup? I personally do. I really think that Nimmo can, benefit from being in a different place. I really think this guy can. So let me see here. If I trade McNeil, put Acuna as second and lead. Yeah, well, listen. We still got McNeil. McNeil is going to be the guy with the Mets. He's got extended. He's going to be with the Mets for a couple of years. We're stuck with McNeil, guys. Jeff McNeil, I'm not gonna lie. Um, I like his versatility. I like what he brings to the table, but his attitude really gets to me. His attitude is the issue that I have with Jeff McNeil. He gets in his head too much. I really think personally, if you put Nimmo in that lead, if you put Nimmo in that leadoff spot, he's not going to be able to drive in runs like he would be in a different spot. They even asked him personally, would you shake things up? Would you be, would you like that? Would you want to that, the lineup shaked up? I think personally, Brandon Nimmo should be in a different spot. I really think. Acuna's in AAA, guys. Acuna's in AAA, and he's gonna Luis Angel Acuna. He's gonna be I hope. Okay, so Yuki saying Tyrone Taylor as your leadoff hitter. Wow. Okay, Tyrone Taylor. We got Tyrone Taylor as the leadoff hitter. We got Nimmo. We got Alonso second hitter. I like that. I like Nimmo as the third. You got Lindor as the leadoff hitter. As the cleanup hitter. Wow. I didn't think about that. You got Alvi as the fifth, McNeil as the sixth, Beatty as the seventh, 8 Vientos, Bader. I don't hate it, bro. What's going on, Frank? What is going on? Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. You're right, Frank. You're right. I feel you on that. But I feel personally, if you put him, I like this lineup right here. This lineup is not bad, guys. This lineup is not bad. Look at this lineup right here. Taylor, Alonso, Nimmo, Lindor, Alvi. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, guys. I like it a lot. You know what I like that Beatty. I like that Beatty is in the 7th spot, so there's not a lot of pressure on him. Vientos is in the 8th spot, not a lot of pressure on him. Bader in the 9th spot. He's a guy that has good speed. He's a guy that could work at bats. I like him in that 9th spot. He could be like another your second leadoff hitter or something like that, So I like that as well. But I really like Tyrone Taylor also as the first. Tyrone Taylor, he's a guy that gets on base, a guy that hits the ball hard, a guy that has speed. I don't hate it, bro. I don't hate it. If the Mets had Jet leading off, then I could see Nimmo move in the order. Yeah, but we don't got Jet right now, man. That's the thing. We don't got Jet Williams. We don't got Luis Angel Acuna. We don't got these options right now in the major league roster because they're going to start the season. Jet Williams is going to start the season in AA. You got Luis Angel that's going to start the season in AAA. Frank is saying I'm a baseball man from 1962. Yeah, but Brett feeling the pressure and pressing is too. Yeah, I agree. Frank, I feel you on that. Brett Beatty has been pressing a lot, getting in his head. I hope that, he can come out of this, man. He got a couple of base hits today, so good to see from Brett Beatty. But this is a very, very important season for Brett Beatty. Yeah, if Marte is healthy, you are not going to see enough of Taylor. I know that. Yeah, you're right about that, bro. Like, this is tough. Like, listen. I like Marte a lot, and I was happy when they signed him. But he just hasn't been the Marte that I thought he was going to be. He hasn't been the starting Marte that I thought he was going to be. Yes, in 2022, he had a good season. 2023, he had a horrible season. Now, yeah, he was injured. Yeah, he had injuries. I don't know, man. This is tough. This is a tough one. Like, I don't know, man. This is real tough. Yes, I'm thinking Jeff. Oh, so you're thinking we trade Jeff McNeil and we bring up Gilbert or Luis Angel Acuna. I know Ji-Man Choi is a big boy, but he is smart. Can he lead off? He is a big boy, man. Look, Ji-Man Choi, I'm gonna tell you this: Jimon Choi, I like him a lot. Okay, he has a good bat. He could get on base. You know, he doesn't strike out a lot. But do you want Jimon Choi as your leadoff hitter? No, I don't think you do. It's because the speed is the issue, guys. The speed is the issue. Like if you get a guy like Starling Marte or Tyrone Taylor to lead off, they got some speed. They got speed. So yeah, this is tough. This is tough. I don't think no Yuki. I don't think you could have Jimon Choi as the leadoff hitter. I just don't think because he's not speedy enough, man. He doesn't have the speed. And when you come to a leadoff hitter, you want him to have speed. You know, you want him. Well, I personally want my leadoff hitter to have some speed. Frank is saying trade Jeff McNeil for a quality starter. I mean, you got Jeff McNeil for years. You extended him. You're gonna be with Jeff McNeil for a couple of years. Yes, you could trade him. Maybe he has a lot of value. Maybe he has a good season and you trade him after this season. But I don't know about his value after the 2023 season, guys, because Jeff McNeil did not have a great season in 2023. I like Jeff, but we need more starting pitchers. Yeah, we do, Frank. You're right about that. We do need starting pitchers. We do need a lot of, depth there. Unless they decide to play Taylor over Bader, but they pay Bader $10 million to play center. Yeah, Yameen, I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, Bader's gonna be the center fielder. Bader is hands down going to be your center fielder in 2025. I'm 2024. He's hands down going to be the option in center field. So we got to stick with Bader. We got to stick with Bader as the center fielder. He is the leader. He got a major league deal. He's going to be with the Mets. I like Bader. I like Harrison Bader. I don't know what he's going to be with the Mets, but I do like him. I do like him. He plays good. He plays the outfield good. I like his arm. His arm, I really, really like. I really like Harrison Bader's arm. And that is something Brandon Nimmo doesn't have. He does not have an arm. He does not have a good arm. So if you have Harrison Bader at center field, that it makes sense why they made the move. And you're already seeing changes to the Mets mindset, guys. You're already seeing changes. Because if we would have had Billy Epler or somebody that's not David Stearns, you would not have Harrison Bader, as the center fielder. They probably would have had him as the left fielder and still had Nimmo as the center fielder. But the fact that you have guys like David Stearns is so important to the organization. People that know baseball, they made that change. They talked to Nimmo. It just makes sense. Let me see here. So eat the money or minor league quality player. Bring up Dominic Hamill and bring up Christian Scott. They're not eating the money. They are not eating the money on Jeff McNeil. He's too valuable to be traded for right now. For this season, he's too valuable. He's not trade. I don't think that the Mets are going to trade Jeff McNeil. I think they value him a lot. He's very versatile. He can play a lot of positions. He can be a batting champion when he wants to be. And statistically, after a bad season, Jeff McNeil has a really good season. So he didn't have such a good season last year. He's possibly going to have a really great season this year. Frank is saying there was that Buck firing was a mistake. He could work with the young players. Frank, he didn't work with the young players. Buck Showalter did not work with the young players. He didn't connect. He didn't connect with the young players. There wasn't that connection that there is with a guy like Carlos Mendoza. That's why Buck Showalter didn't value Mark Vientos a lot. So I'm gonna tell you this. I like Buck. I respect Buck, but he didn't work with the young players. But 90% of the game is pitching. Yeah, 90% of the game is pitching. 90% of the game is pitching. But I'm not gonna trade Jeff McNeil right now. I'm not trading. Not this season. Not this season, guys. Marte is getting $20 million He will play right, and Nimmo, big contract. He will be in the left unless they have injuries. Taylor will be a backup. Yeah, Taylor's gonna be a backup. Yo, Frank. Hands down. Hands down, Buck should be a Hall of Famer. I like Buck. I respect Buck for everything he's done. He's never won a World Series, but I respect him. I respect him. He is knowledgeable. He's knowledgeable. I really liked him in 2022. He had a good season with the Mets. His first season with the Mets was really good. His second season with the Mets wasn't that good. And he didn't connect with the young players. So it's no fault to Buck. It has nothing to do. It's just Buck. He didn't connect with the young players. So that's why they went a different way. He didn't connect with the young players. I'm going to be honest. Don't ban me from the channel. Bro, I'm not going to ban you, bro. I'm not banning you. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want, as long as it's respectful at the end of the day. Until they get rid of these former Yankee players, I won't watch the Mets. I hate this new team. Okay. If you hate this new team, then you hate this new team, bro. Nobody is making you watch the Mets. Like, if you want to watch the Mets, watch the Mets. If you want to watch the Yankees, if you want to hate the Yankees, hate the Yankees. I don't like the Yankees. I personally hate the Yankees as well. I don't like them. What if we can get Bobby Valentine? How would you feel? I like Bobby Valentine a lot. I think Bobby Valentine had his time, though. I think Bobby Valentine had his time. I think he did his thing. I'm happy, he was with the Mets. But Bobby Valentine, I don't think is in the near future for the New York Mets. As the manager, as the coach, he's not gonna get like Carlos Mendoza. We hope that it works out with the young guys. We hope that it works out with just overall him and the team. Frank is saying that he would be with the kids. He would be good with the kids. Bobby Valentine. I like Bobby Valentine. I'm not saying that I don't like him. I like Bobby Valentine. I just don't think that they're going to sign him. I don't think that they're going to sign him as the manager. Maybe they'll sign him as a bench role, or they put him on the coaching staff. But they're not. I think they had some interest to signing him, but it didn't happen. But yeah, guys, going back to the discussion, with Marte, he's getting 20 mil, he's going to play right field. He is. Starling Marte is the right fielder for the New York Mets in 2024. You got Starling Marte. Oh, you're saying, Frank, who would I hire? Well, I really wanted Greg Counsell, because Greg Counsell is really good with the young players, and he's good connecting with the guys. He's connecting with the players. I like him. Really wanted Greg Counsell, but it didn't happen. Greg Counsell connected with Christian Yelich. He connected. Oh, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you like the jacket. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think I really wanted Greg Counsell to be the manager, but it didn't happen. But I like so far what Carlos Mendoza has shown me from his personality, from how he has talked. So good for Carlos Mendoza, and I hope that he is successful with the Mets. Oh, David Ross. David Ross would be I like David Ross as well. I don't disagree with you there. If you put Marte or McNeil, if they hit like they did in 2022, in the leadoff spot, you can have speed with Marte, and I believe McNeil hit leadoff in 2019 although the ball wasn't, that lively, and he hit 23. Oh, yeah, the ball was juiced, and he hit 23 home runs. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying there. When it comes to, this lineup, man, I really think that the Mets can benefit a lot from having Brandon Nimmo in a different spot. And if you put a guy like Starling Marte in the leadoff spot, or you put someone else, maybe like a Bader or a Tyrone Taylor in the leadoff spot, I think that will help the Mets. And I think that will help the Mets a lot. I really want to see Brandon Nimmo in a different role than I've seen him in recent years, because I think Brandon Nimmo can be a guy, a run producer for the New York Mets. And I think that the Mets, listen, like if you were to sign a guy like Jorge Soler, if you were to sign a guy like JD Martinez, then I wouldn't care about Brandon Nimmo being in the leadoff spot. But you didn't make those additions. So that's why I think that the team needs a shakeup. The lineup needs to be shaked up. So that's why I feel the Mets need a shakeup. That's exactly why I feel the Mets need a shakeup, because you didn't go all out and make the guy those additions like a Jorge Soler, like a JD Martinez. Now JD Martinez is still available, and I'm not going to say it's not like he's not going to sign with the Mets. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think personally, if you would have had those guys as an option in the lineup, yes, I'm fine with Brandon Nimmo on the leadoff spot. I'm fine, but I prefer Brandon Nimmo in a different spot, because you don't have guys in this lineup that can make that much of an impact, in a different role. You don't have that. So I want Brandon Nimmo in a different spot. I think he could be a run producer. I think he could have a good season. Brandon Nimmo is just impressing me every single year. He's getting better and better. And in my opinion, he was the Mets MVP of the 2023 season. Yes, Kodai Senga had an amazing season. Good for him. Great season. Really good Rookie of the Year season. But Brandon Nimmo, in my opinion, had a better season overall. Let me see here. True, but no one to say how many wins we can get. Let's wait, see. I'm gonna buy a jacket like yours, bro. Appreciate you, bro. I brought this on Fanatics MLB shop. Yeah. Steve needs to develop players from the farm. Take lessons from yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, they're developing players from the farm. You got Drew Gilbert in the farm. You got Luis Angel Acuna in the farm. You got Jet Williams in the farm. Definitely Jet Williams was developed by the Mets. Yes, Luis Angel Acuna and Drew Gilbert was traded for. You got Alex Ramirez, possibly in Double A. He's going to be in Double A to start the season. You hope those guys make a good impression. You hope those guys grow. Randy NYC approved the new stadium next to Citi Field for soccer, but they never have money for the people. All the problems the city has. How does a $750 million stadium fit in? They'll make it work, bro. They're gonna make it work. That's gonna bring a lot of people to Queens, bro. A lot of people to Queens. So I think that's gonna be good for New York. That's gonna be good for Queens. Yes, a mix of vets with young players. He doesn't have to buy a championship. Yeah, Frank, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I've been a Met fan my whole life. I was born in 1997. I'm 26 years old. However we can get a championship, I'm gonna take it. However we get to the World Series, I'm gonna take it. However we win the World Series, I'm gonna take it. So whatever they do, if they get to the promised land and if they finish the story and they win, I'll take whatever way they get the World Series, because I'm going to be so happy to witness a World Series championship run for the Mets. I've been wanting to see that my whole life. I hope that I see that in my lifetime. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see, guys, but We got 10 minutes left on the stream, guys. 10 minutes left. So, yeah, guys, whatever you guys want to talk about, we could talk about. How are we feeling overall about the Mets? I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited about the season. I'm excited about the spring training game so far today. Was good. I'm excited about Francisco Alvarez. He's doing his thing. He's hitting home runs. He's throwing people out. Frank is saying that's the Yankees' way of doing things. However, not just one championship, but many years to come. Frank, I'm going to tell you this. I feel you. I agree with you. But winning a championship multiple times is hard as hell. Hard. So if we could win even one, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. A new stadium brings jobs, so it will bring help with the money. You're right about that, Yami. I think definitely a new stadium is gonna help. I think a new stadium is gonna be good for the people of New York, good for Queens, good for overall, you know, with money. I think Steve Cohen, he knows what he's doing. I think Steve Cohen is actually gonna do a casino. Isn't he gonna do a casino like next to Citi Field? I think he's gonna do a casino, right? Am I bugging? Am I like tripping? I really think he's going to do a casino. So are they going to have a casino and they're going to have a soccer stadium? I'm a little confused now. Yeah, but look at the Dodgers. They did it. They did it my way and won. You're right. The Dodgers won. You're right, Frank. The Dodgers won. But how many times? How many times did they win? How many times did they win the World Series? In the last 20 years. How many times did they win the World Series? One time. Right? They won one time. Yes, they've been getting to the playoffs. Yes, they've been getting they've been in that position, but they won one time. This year they made so many moves. They got Yamamoto. They got Shohei Ohtani. But that doesn't mean that they're going to win. That doesn't mean that they're going to win a World Series again. The World Series is very, 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 very hard to win. Whether it is having Ohtani, Yamamoto, Teoscar Hernandez, Tyler Glasnow, it doesn't mean that they're going to win the World Series. Baseball is too hard to be predictable. Yami said he has a $8 billion plan for the arena, and it includes a casino. Oh, it includes a casino. Okay. Oakland did it from 1973 to 76. Nice. Like, listen, if the Mets win a World Series in the next 20 years, I'll be happy. Yes, I would want them to win sooner. Yes, I want the Mets to win the World Series as soon as possible. Is it going to be this year? I don't know. It's possible. Anything is possible when it comes to baseball. Anything. The 86 Mets had veterans like Carter, like Hernandez, like Knight, and young players like Gooden, Straw, and Dykstra, and Darling. Yeah, you're right. Even Mets in 86, yeah. You're right about that, bro. Ooh. Yeah, you could buy this on MLB Shop. But yeah, going back to the discussion about the Mets this season. like, I don't know what they're gonna be. I don't know how the season is gonna go, but I like you say it. Young players form from the farm. Also, yeah, the young players, like young players in the farm, that is very very important, and Steve Cohen knows that, and that's why David Stearns and Steve Cohen, they have guys like Jet Williams in their organization that they value, like a Ronnie Mauricio that they value that came from the farm. Um, guys like that. So I think that if we can have a consistent farm, that has good prospects, that we are able to elevate and graduate prospects, it doesn't mean that our prospect pool just gets like weaker and weaker. We obviously we want this sustained success. That is the goal of Steve Cohen. That is the goal, but that is very very hard. But that is why you have to draft well. That is why you have to get the international drafts, the international players. That is why all of this is very very important when it comes to getting all this together. The prospects, the international prospects, the draft is a big big thing. We got guys like Colin Houck in the organization. We got Jet Williams. We got Miguel Vargas, Ronald Hernandez, William Lugo. You saw him hit a home run today. Also, I used to play baseball. I was a left-handed starter. I still can hit, bro. That's fire. Awesome, bro. Yeah, I used to play baseball when I was younger too. I used to play baseball when I was younger. Yeah, guys, we're gonna go 3 more minutes on the stream. 3 more minutes. Just overall closing thoughts, guys. How are we feeling about the Mets? I'm gonna say how I'm feeling about today's game. Today's game was cool. Today's game, I like what I saw. Sean Manaea pitched good. Beatty had some good base hits. He took the ball overall the other way. Good to see him hitting the ball where it's pitched. That is very very important for Beatty, and I feel that success in the minors, that's what made him successful. So hopefully he can take that and be successful in the majors. um but yeah, guys, good showing by Sean Reed Foley. The bullpen is very very is stacking up. It's the competition is heating up. Good to see Francisco Lindor get a home run, off Steven Matz, which was hilarious because Steven Matz, ever since he left the Mets organization, he just hasn't been that good. So good for the Mets to not even sign Steven Matz, because it just looks like Steven Matz's career is just keeps going down and down and down and down. Uh, yeah, man, good showing by Sean Manaea. 4 innings. He cut his hair. He had a new mindset. Good on him. I like Sean Manaea having a different mindset. Um, and then we have what's it called? A home run by William Lugo. Some base hits by Simon Juan. Um, so good to see. Good to see overall. Good pitching. Good defense by the Mets. Good to see Bader playing some center. Good to see Brandon Nimmo playing left, and good to see Starling Marte. We literally saw the outfield that we're gonna get in opening day. So good to see that. But let me see. Look at your last thoughts here. You can keep Jet Williams, Acuna, Gilbert in the minors. I love Alex Ramirez. He can look like a big leaguer. Yeah, I like Alex Ramirez. I hope that he gets better and better. He did not have a good season last year, so I really hope he bounced back. Stearns hired Gross from Houston, and he has made a lot of key hires. Yeah, I really like that hire from Stearns. That's why I feel like David Stearns is so important to the organization. Maybe we can do lunch for sure, bro. We could do some lunch. Just has not been that good, bro. He has sucked. Who are we talking about? I don't know who we talking. Oh, Alex Ramirez. Yeah, Alex Ramirez. He hasn't been that good. he hasn't taken the next step that he needs to take, but he's going to start the season in AA. He had some good at bats in spring training. So, but yeah, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys so much for coming to the stream, for talking to me, for interacting. And you guys are awesome. Definitely going to have more streams on the way. Going to have more better graphics on the way too. So stay tuned for that. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. LFGM for life. You know the vibes. I'm out of here.